How is it going, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh my goodness, what a difference a couple days can make. Last weekend it was almost 100 degrees, and all week it's been in the high 90s. In the day right now it's about 84 and a slight breeze blowing, and occasionally a couple gusts will come through, which I'm sure you'll hear as always in the audio. But today's video is a little something different. I am using a product that was sent to me by a great channel supporter. His name was Z Outlaw SS. I'll put the link to his channel in the description, so please be sure to check out his channel. But what is it? Adam's Buttery Wax. Now, why is this important? Why you should care? I'll get that in just a second. Well, as I mentioned, why you should care, why it's important, yada yada yada. Any of you that have been watching my channel for any length of time know that I like to support my local community, number one, foremost. You should really do that, because before long, if you don't, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse, you know, you see all these stores disappearing and you're wondering why. It's because everybody's ordering stuff online from big drop ship companies, for lack of a better term, if you will. So a lot of your places are going out of business. Well, right now in my area, the only place I can get good car detailing products is places like Advance Auto, Walmart, AutoZone, those types of places. And I always try to bring you guys videos and reviews on products that you can get locally. That way that you too can try something that I have tried and that I show through my videos that works. And companies like Griot's Garage well, you got Griot's Garage, Chemical Guys, Adams Polishes, Shiny's Details, and a few other places that are more like the specialty stores, if you will, you know, like where you like going into Starbucks, buying a cup of coffee with all these different things put in it. If I want coffee, I want coffee. If I want iced coffee, well, I know how to make my own coffee and put ice in it at the house. I don't know. Designer stores, that's the name of what I'm looking for. But with that said, some of the companies around here, like Advance and all those places outside of Walmart, have started carrying Griot's Garage products, and I have been really thoroughly happy with Griot's Garage products. Now, they don't carry a complete line, but they carry a lot of them. Walmart doesn't carry it. They're still stuck on the McGuire's, but they have started carrying some Chemical Guy stuff. Here comes that breeze I was talking about. Ah, that feels good. Thank you, Lord. Man, that feels good. But like I said, they've started carrying some of their Chemical Guys, and they still carry McGuire's. And McGuire's, I used to use all the time. I wouldn't use nothing but McGuire's. But now the companies, there's so many of them out there, and everybody wants a piece of the pie, you know, that dollar from selling products, that everybody has had to step up their game to keep up with designer company products, right? So with all that said, I was sent this product, and I have always heard and seen great things about this. And the reason I'm going to do this video, number one, is it was great channel support. Like I said, thank you so much. But number two is, I'm gonna start branching out a little bit. I'm still going to do the local stuff that you can get, you know, because number one, I can just run out when I run out of something and go get it. But number two is, I want you to know about the stuff that is out there, the people who don't see all the other channels but do watch mine, and know if the product's any good or not. And this Buttery Wax is one of Adam's products, tried and true, tested product. So many people really love this wax. Now, is it a wax that you're going to get 6 to 8 months out of protection? No. Now, if you keep your car in a garage, I'm sure you could. Like any wax, you get 6 to 8 months out of. Is it one of those waxes? No. You might, if you're lucky, get, I'm just guessing, and from everything that I've seen online, of other people's reviews, you might get 2 to 3 months out of it, if you're lucky. The car that we're going to be putting it on today, I'll show you in just a second. Well, you've already seen from the opening, but here's my 2012 2SS Camaro, my red one. And they say that this will put a shine on it like no other, which now they've got ceramic products and all that stuff, which puts more of a shine on it. But I'm truly not sold on the ceramic stuff yet. I'm going to try them, but I'm just not sold on them. I like the time that I spend waxing my cars, polishing my cars, cleaning my cars, if that makes sense. It's more therapeutic than anything. So if I put something on it, it's going to last like the new, God, what is it called? It's the one by Rust-Oleum, Factor 4. It's supposed to last 3 years. I'm sure that it's a great product, and I'm sure it'll last a long time, but that takes away the time that I have with my car, if that makes any sense. Now, I'm going to read the directions and then we'll get to it. I'm going to be trying some other products. He sent me a few other products too, like detail spray, a spray on wax. I'll try to spray on wax on the black car and I'll do a review of it then. But here we go. I know, getting old sucks. Apply a small quarter size blob onto Adams yellow hex grip applicators. I don't have yellow hex grip applicators. I do want to get some of the hex grip applicators because I think being able to basically palm it and put it on is a lot better than having to use what I'm going to use, which is a Meguiar's old standby foam pad. But you have to use your fingers and curl it to hold it. And just the hex applicators, if you hadn't seen one, I'll put one in the video now so you can see what I'm talking about. Has a little dome on it where you could grab it, put your stuff on there, and just, you know, makes it a lot simpler. But I'm going to be using a foam pad applicator. Spread onto surface in a thin, even layer. Try to avoid panel gaps, and I'll explain that in a minute when we get over there to the car. And I'll go ahead and tell you the reason you avoid panel gaps. You got product on your applicator and you're on a smooth surface. Well, whenever you go across a gap, emblem, anything like that, it catches, the edge will catch and it'll scrape the foam applicator. Now it won't hurt the foam applicator, but what it will do is it will scrape, it'll pull product out of the applicator pad, and it causes buildup in the gaps and in the emblems, and then you have to go back and clean all that out, right? Rather than just enjoying the time that you have polishing your car, you gotta go clean up your mess. But I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here in just a second. Allow to dry a few minutes, may need more time in high humidity. Well, the humidity's real low considering North Carolina standards. So I don't expect it's going to take a long. Videos I've watched, people have done whole halves of the car. In some videos, people have even done the whole car. I won't do the whole car. I'll probably do the tops, then one side, and then the front and backs. And the last one says, buff away residue with clean premium microfiber towel. And what I have is a Meguiar's polishing towel. It's microfiber, it's borderless, it's real soft, it's real nice, but you can feel that it is microfiber, and it actually grabs the wax residue and pulls it right off, which is what I need for this. No, I don't know the GSM count, but I got this with another wax that I bought years ago. It came in a kit. I got this, and the wax. I think it was the, well, I'm not even going to speculate. I can't remember. I bought so many waxes over the years. But let me get you turned around. I want to show you a few things, and then we'll get the wax in there. Adams Polishes Buttery Wax. Grab this so I can show it to you. But everybody swears that Adams Polishes makes your car shine like no other. But they talk like Adams Polishes will put a shine on it like no other. Really? Like I said, all I've ever used is Meguiar's, and until recently I've used Griot's Garage. But look at the shine and the gloss on this choker right now. Will it make it any better? Will it be as easy as they say to put on and take off? I don't know. We're fixing to find out. But I will tell you this, I used the VRT and I really liked it. My blacks look real good. My trim, everything around it looks really good. So I'm very happy with the VRT. Well, let me get you set up on the tripod. Well, let me tell you this first. The gap thing. You got your wax on it. You're rubbing over it, you know. I'm going to be doing crosshatch pattern, that way I cover it completely. And the thinner the product you put on, the easier it is to take off no matter what you use. But if you have wax in this, polish, seal it, anything, as long as you're working on a flat surface, you're fine. But the second you pull across and hit that edge, it's going to be like you're taking a knife or a stick or anything and just scraping your pad, and it's grabbing all that product and putting it down in there. So now you got to go back, pop your hood, clean all that out. I'm not going to show you me doing the whole car. I'll show you probably part of the hood and maybe part of the top, and then I'll either skip the rest and show you the finished product, or I'll do a time lapse. I am not certain yet. I don't want this to be a really long video because I tend to ramble in my videos because none of this is scripted. I do it all as I go. Believe it or not, I make up every single thing as I go. So let me get you set up and then we'll take care of it. Now let's give it the old sniff test to begin with. Ah, wow, kind of smells like banana pudding. It really does, if that makes any kind of sense. But you always want to shake any product you use, especially Adams. Adams products, if you don't know, is made in the United States in Colorado. I think they recently moved to Thornton, T-H-O-R-N-T-O-N, Colorado. But you always want to make sure you start with a clean, dry surface, and you always want to shake the products, because with their products being natural, most of them, you'll get the chemical part in the bottom and the water will separate from it. So and that's typical. When you're putting natural and unnatural products together, they're eventually going to separate. So you shake it, get it all mixed up. Make sure your foam pad's clean. And it says quarter size. It's a little thinner than I was thinking about. That's about a 50-cent size piece, but we're going to spread it on this whole section. Always close it, and the reason I recommend closing it, because if you're like me, first thing you do when you pick it up is shake it, so it'll be ready when you go to put it back on again. And if you have that open and you go to shake it, you're going to shake it all over you, your camera equipment, the car. It's just a big old mess. So just close it, set it off to the side, and here we go. I like to always square off a section and then fill it in. That's just the way I like to do it. Again, we're looking to put the product on thin. There's that. A little bit lighter this time. And the reason I am putting it on a cross hatch section is to ensure that I don't miss anything. Because there's nothing worse than to sit here and put a lot of time into waxing your car, and this shouldn't take too long to do today. Beautiful day, it's not hot. But the last thing you want to do is go to wipe off your wax and see a spot you missed. Oh, that sucks. So, if you cross hatch it, there's no way you can miss it. Alright, there's the whole half of the hood done. And now I can move on to the other half and do the top and then come back and take it off. So you catch up to me in just a second when I go to remove it. Now, let me take this time to explain something. I was looking in the detailing product aisle, and I still see some that says use circular motions, and then some use straight back and forth, and then some don't even tell you. They leave you up to your own whim and thought process to figure it out. I use back and forth or up and down straight lines rather than the circular motion like we were taught and preached to and just drilled in our heads for so many years. And the reason why is self exploration or finding out by myself. And what I'm trying to get across is, one day I was doing a car and I was doing a circular motion. I got something in my applicator pad, and what do you think happened? I noticed that I had real fine circular scratches. Well, anybody that's ever removed scratches knows this. It is so much easier getting out a straight line scratch than a circular scratch, because what happens is the circular scratches tend to overlap each other and they're not in a uniform pattern and they're just all over the place. And a straight scratch is just that, it's straight. Even if it's back and forth, it's still a straight line scratch. You're not overlapping, you're not crisscrossing. You're not going to have a high section and a low section where they crisscross, all that good stuff. So that's why I prefer the straight line back and forth. All right, let's see what we got. I can see that it's got a nice white haze to it, and it comes off real smooth by rubbing your finger across it. That's the way you can always tell. If you do it and it's kind of greasy or draggy feeling, then it's not dry, but as you can see, that just came right off with me rubbing my finger across it. So now all we got to do is just fold our towel up and see how easy it comes off. I've always heard about how easy Adam's waxes come off, and from just that one wipe, I have got to say everybody has been telling the truth, but 100%. Comes off super easy. And I am not pressing down at all, I'm just rubbing over it. So I am very impressed with that. Like that, there's that. Just to give you an idea of how long it's taken me, or what all I've done. I've done the hood, the top of the car, and the trunk area. So now all I have left to do is the front, the back, and the sides. But this is coming off super easy, guys. Wow, I am super impressed with it. Can I tell the difference in gloss and shine? No. And let me explain on that for just a second. The funny thing is, when you wax a car, it is really hard to see any instant change. You have to get the whole car finished, walk away for 5 or 10 minutes, and then come back. That is when you will see your change. It really is. So let me go ahead and get the rest of the car buffed off, and I'll be right back.
We don't care when you call our name. We don't care, we are just the same. We ignore the race and we ignore the fire. We need a miracle. Watch over there, it disappears. We lose it all and shed no tears. Behind the progress, behind our walls, we had it all and we want more. It's just a dream that turns into a nightmare. The future is how we run out of time. It's just a dream that turns into a nightmare. We don't care.
Okay, I saved this so I can show you what I'm talking about. And I did this on purpose. I put a good amount of wax on my pad, did the mirror, and then I rubbed across these edges so that I could show you exactly what I was talking about. See all that build up in there? It's going to take me longer to get that build up out than it did take me to wax the whole hood. But this is what you need to be careful of whenever you're waxing your car. Stay away from built-up edges or gaps in the doors. Go up to it, but don't go across it, because this is what will happen. Now, to get it out, it's no big deal. There's many things you can use. You can use a dry toothbrush and get it. You can use Q-tip, anything. All I do is I take the single ply and then use my fingernail, depending on which one will get in there best. Just double it over and get it with your fingernail. But this is time that I could be spending on doing something else rather than getting this out. So that's why I wanted to show you that it's best to not do this. Many ask me how I get around my letters. There's all kinds of ways you can do it, but the easiest way I have found, and the cheapest, something just about everybody has at home anyway: Q-tips. And all you have to do this, don't put a lot, literally a dab will do you, and you get in here and you just work it back and forth. Don't sit there and use a lot of pressure, just lightly do it. It'll never be the same as doing it with a pad or anything. But with that said, you don't want to scratch your paint because you're using wool here, or not really wool, I'm sorry, you're using cotton. So it'll never be the same, but at least you will have some protection and the dirt and stuff that gets in there will be gone. And then the hardest part after doing this is getting there with your rag and removing it. But if you've ever walked, I'll try to find a picture and insert it, but if you ever walked up on a car that didn't take care of their letters like I'm doing, yeah, it's just what a mess. And you can tell that they don't take the time to do around it. That's all there is to it. I'll come back and show you how to get it off or get it out of the cracks and everything. It's a little time consuming, but like I said, at least you've now gotten in there. You won't have that discolored or hazy looking, dull looking spot around all your letters that so many people miss. It's attention to details like this that will make your car stand out from everybody else's. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side, the front and the back, and then we'll come back and start taking all this off. As you can see, I've already gotten this whole side. Now all I gotta do is wait on it to dry and wipe it off. Now you may actually want to leave this till last when you do it. Put my glasses on so I can see, because it's more detail oriented. You don't want anything on your rag when you wipe the rest of your car off and all that. But I'm going to go ahead and show you now. Basically it's the same as doing the car, okay? Just wipe around the letters first. Get as much of it off as you can. Wipe over the letters. Again, getting as much off as you can. And already that looks 100% better. That's amazing, right? Well, not really. Look in between all the letters. You see that white residue and haze. So what I do is just like when I get around the mirrors and the cracks and stuff, I'll take my fingernail and put the rag on it, and I'll go around each letter. That way I'm getting as much of it as I can out of the crack of the letter. And do them in, I recommend, you don't have to, you can do it however you want, but I would do them in order. In other words, I would do all the letters on the outside like such, and as I'm going around it, hit in between them, right? Do each and every letter just like that, or number depending on what you're doing. And they make special tools and special applicators for all this. But let's face it, who's gonna, you just bought a $20 bottle of wax. Who's gonna really think about, oh, I need something to get around my letters and stuff? Most people don't. And like I said, that's one of the things about my channel. I try to show you things that you already have that are readily available that you can use. Now if you want to research the websites and all that stuff and find the fancy little detailing swabs for getting around all these letters and whatnot, that's fine. But for me, a Q-tip has always worked for me. It's never scratched anything. It's never not worked. It's never not done what I wanted it to do. So why change? Just because somebody said, well, I believe this will work better, and let's charge $10 for 5 of them, you know, or $5 for 5 of them, however much they charge. I don't know, I don't buy them. I don't even research them. But there you can see I've already gotten around the letters. looks 100% better, and the amount of time that you spend on this will reflect how good it looks. In other words, take your time, do this as good as you can, and the end product will definitely show. It really will. Then once you get that, you just take, I don't like using the corners per se, I will, but I'll fold them over like such, okay? Or just grab, pinch a small section and twist it into a little point, and then you can get in there and actually mush it up into the corner. You can wipe it back and forth real quick to give a buffing effect, and then just take your finger and your nail and just kind of push down on the bottom, and do the same, push up on the top, twist it into the corners, and look, all of it's gone. If for any reason it's not, hold standby. The old standby toothbrush. You can take it and get up in there ever so slightly. I wouldn't recommend doing the whole car with it, by no means. I wouldn't recommend doing the big openings or anything. But if you have a small little area like that, use a toothbrush, it'll take it right out. Just don't bear down on it. Don't use any abrasives or any cleaners or anything on it. Just use the soft bristles and get in there and get the letters. So like there's a little bit left over from the side of the R. No matter how good you do, you can always miss. See, now all that's gone. And then you just go and inspect each and every letter. I'll go ahead and get the side of the C right here because I know I'm fixing to get the C. All that's gone. Please excuse the sniffles, but it is what it is. But this is how you do it. I'm going to finish up these letters and I'll be right back and show you the final product. During doing these review videos, I've decided I wanted to start being a little bit more informed. In other words, maybe even give scores like 1 through 10. And I could do exactly how the manufacturer recommends to do stuff, but let's face it, a lot of you out there don't have the conditions or the ability, number 2, to do that. So what I've decided to start doing is, whenever I do something in my own cars, when I can remember and when I have time, I'm going to actually misapply the product to see how it goes on and comes off. What do I mean by that? Well, here, let me show you. Hold on. You're supposed to apply it in thin, even coats. 90% of Americans can do that, or 90% of the people out there can do that, no problem. But what happens if you get in a hurry, or your hands are bad, you know, you got neuropathy, or you got arthritis, or whatever? You can't get it on these even. Look at that. Yeah, pretty thick and pretty rough, isn't it? So now I will be able to tell you how easily it comes off if you don't put it on evenly and smoothly. I even got it in the cracks so that I could tell you how easily it comes out of the cracks. Okay? I've gotten it on some of the black trim so that I could tell you whether the trim comes off, whether it comes off the trim, whether it leaves a white residue like the old school waxes, stuff like that. So I'm going to get to wiping this off, and we'll go from there. I'm going to show you first how to get it off of the letters and everything, and then we'll go from there and finish the car off. Don't want to drag this on too long. Just lightly brush away. And there you go. There's the finished product of the letters. Looks really good, doesn't it? Alright, let me get you moved over here. As you can see, hopefully you can see. I'll point to it and we'll find out. No, you can't see that, so let me lower it down. Right there. Yep, you can see that. Look at that, it's already gone. So, if you happen to get it in the cracks, just take your rag once again, kind of make it thin, pack it in there, and then just all you got to do is rub it up and down the seam, and the product comes right off. Super easy removal right there, guys. That's super easy. Now let's see how the buildup comes off. Let's turn around. Oh God, look at that first timer's wax job. God, at that buildup he put on there. Of course, the first timer being me. So let's see how easily it comes off. Very light rubbing, comes right off. Now right here where it's really thick, you have to go over it a couple times, but it does come right off. You have to rub it just a little bit harder because, let's face it, it's thicker. But there's no streaking, there's no leftover residue. You just wipe over it a few times and it is gone. And then flip your rag back over for a final wipe to get rid of any dust or anything that you might have missed. I am thoroughly impressed on how easily that came off. Because I've had waxes before when I first started out, back in the turtle wax days. Oh God, if you didn't have it paper thin, you'd spend all day trying to get this one door wiped off. But the paints had to be more, the waxes had to be more durable because of the paints and everything that they had to work with back then. Alright, I specifically waited for the sun to be right here so that I could show you. I waited on the sun to get here to apply the wax. Adam himself says not to apply wax in direct sunlight, and I thoroughly agree. I do. Because number one, it dries fast, even though some of the waxes out there now say you can't. It dries really fast. It can leave streaking when you take it off. You know, if it's not a good quality wax, and it can be really hard to get off. So let's see how Adam's Polish's Buttery wax is being applied in direct sunlight. And it was warm to the touch when I put it on, so it dried really quick. See how good it is applying it in the sun and removing it in the sun. Again, no pressure. I'm just wiping it off with very, very basic pressure, and it comes right off. I am surprised. Now granted, it is leaving just a slight touch of streaking that I see. So I'm going to have to either hit that with the detail spray or go over it with wax again. But that is why you don't do it. But I just wanted to show you that while I was at it. The more I rub, the more it comes off, so that's good. But if you're one of those guys that's in a hurry or something and you need that off of there right now, detail spray or hit it with the wax again. Pull it in the shade and hit it with the wax. But let me get the rest of this wiped off and then we'll get back with the final thoughts. All done. Yeah. Wind quit blowing, got a little humid, but it's still like 86 degrees, so what a beautiful day. But I got her all done. Yep. Adam's Buttery wax. Am I a believer in it? Yeah, I'm a believer in it. The bottle was pretty much up to right about there when I got it. It's now right at the top of the label. So I probably, well, I know I applied it too thick in some places because I wanted to test it. It's how many ounces in it? Put my old man specs back on so I can see. It is 16 full ounces, or fluid ounces rather. So what are my thoughts on it as far as price comparison? Use less of it, but it costs more. Whereas Griot's Garage and McGuire's, you get more, but you use more and it costs less. So it all equals out, if that makes sense. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. 2 thumbs up. If any of the rest of Adam's products are as good as this, absolutely. If you want to find something different than what you're using because it's not working, or you just want to try something new or whatever, I strongly recommend it. Buttery wax. It goes on easy, comes off super easy. Gnats are bugging the crap out of me. Build up, takes a little extra effort, but nothing major. You just wipe over it a couple extra times and it's gone. It's not hard to get off. It, like I said, and another benefit I didn't show you, something that I noticed. I used VRT on this car last time I washed it, on my blacks and stuff, and on the black car, because I'm tired of them looking gray and chalky. Works so good. I love that product. But today I purposely got wax on some of the plastic, on some of the black, so I could see if it come off, if so, how easy or how hard it is. Let me see if I can put this into words where everybody can understand it. The plastic stuff doesn't like paint. The paint stuff doesn't like plastic. In other words, the stuff you put on for your plastics and your rubber trim and everything, it won't stick to the paint. It's not hard to get off at all. Just wipe it off. Everybody says the in and out spray is super easy to wipe off. It's not as easy as everybody makes, but it is easy. There's no struggling involved. The wax that I got on the front grille of this car, I don't want to show you that just yet. the wax that I got on the front of the car, on the grill, I purposely put a good amount on it. Come right off. No problems whatsoever. No white residue, no nothing. So would I recommend it? 2 thumbs up. So let me give you a score breakdown before I show you the car and before I shut up. I know I'm going on again. Ease of applying, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, I'd give it a 10. And the reason for, I had to think about it for a second. I didn't know whether I wanted to include the sun application. Now if you apply it in the sun, it's going to be a 2 or a 1. But, and they specifically tell you, do not apply it in the sun. So if you do, be aware, it's not going to come off easy. It comes off, but it's not easy. Ease of removal, again, 10. It comes right off. Even the build up, just wipe over it a couple extra times and it comes right off. Ease of removing it from getting, like if you get it in the car joints, the body panel joints and all that stuff, 10. It comes right off, right out. No trouble at all. And I actually love this product for getting around my letters because it's one of the easiest I've seen for taking off of the letters. So a 10 out of 10 on getting it out of the body panels and cracks and stuff. You know, you might get it. Let's see, the shine and the gloss, let me back up. Ease of removal. The only thing I have seen or found that is easier to get off than this Buttery wax is the Griot's Garage liquid poly wax. I mean, that stuff just about, you look at it and tell it you want it to fall off and it about falls off. This is almost as easy. So let me get up and show you. Gloss. Does it add gloss? Well, you know, like I said, whenever you wax a car or polish a car, you literally have to walk away for 10 minutes and come back. Because as you're doing it, you're not going to really notice any big difference. Is it the shiniest product out there? The glossiest product? No. I'm going to give it a 9 just because I know that there's something out there that is glossier and shinier. But did it make a difference? I'm going to post a before pic or before screenshot and an after screenshot now. God almighty, Nance, and let you be the judge of it. And now I'm going to do the exit of the video, or outro as you will, with some screenshots of the car here and in my little place down the street I've got to where I can do some stuff and let you be the judge of did it add any gloss, does it look better. My personal thoughts, it did. Is this one of my favorite products now? Favorite? Yes, because I know that I could do this within an hour easily and have it ready for a show like that and know that it's going to look really good. So here you go.